So, the person doing the last time this time will be our lovely elephant friend.
Indeed.
Right. So last time we were in the harbor town to the south in Abon, and we learned of a possible teleportation circle that we could possibly use in the northern town of Mork, and that could get us home pretty quickly. And we decided to go on that before Locke turned into an icicle.
Popsicle.
With donuts.
I may be skinny, but I've got flavor because of all the donuts. Yes, so it's more popsicle.
Exactly. So it was about a 2 days journey, and we stopped about halfway, and then there were a couple of giants that were roughhousing and wrestling around, and before I could join in on the fun, they attacked us, and Silver got mad at me for starting it somehow. And let's see. So we eventually got to Mork, and there was alcohol everywhere, and mostly in the livers of two of our party members. And poor Bjorn succumbed to his liquor, and so I got him a room and woke up, and he briefly discussed the fact that he had seen other Loxodon raging, and that their ancestors seem different than mine, that mine appear more like myself, and at least mine were not staring him down like they did Locke. That's a plus. Oh, and wasn't there a particularly short, dapper individual that burst in at the end of the last session?
Yes.
Yep.
I don't remember that, but yes.
Yeah, it was a guy. He went to go talk to the goblin bartender, and it turns out they're probably doing a very shady deal. Silver caught.
Time to give him the old butt screw with a sword?
It's more like knock knock boot.
Knock knock boot. That's boot up the butt.
Oh, that's her thing. She knocks with her boot.
He does.
I've noticed. How many dwarves have you murdered?
3, but who's counting?
You.
Apparently.
Eh.
I know she tried kicking the gate and didn't do anything.
Yeah,
there was
woke up sleeping dude.
Yeah, I did. So I guess semi-success.
Anyway, so yes, we open up this session with you in the tavern, having just woke up, nice peaceful rest. Oak had wasted 2 spell slots to do lesser restoration twice on the 2 paladins to make them feel better. And
Woo! Time to drink again.
you, I actually point out that Silver said at the end of last session, no alcohol this morning. So.
No.
Really?
Did.
Well,
You
Bjorn
did say that.
not going.
She didn't say that.
I could have sworn she did.
Let's go again.
Anyway,
Precisely.
Well, either way, it'd be like, Bjorn, I bet you 2 platinum to a drinking contest. No.
now the thing is, are you going to jump right into that, or are you going to jump into trying to figure out what's going on with the shady dealing halfling?
It's a joke. She's sitting there watching the shady dealings going on.
Okay then.
She's plotting how to capitalize on the shady dealings by drinking them under the table.
No.
No.
I forget. Is Locke awake right now?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. I figured you'd be having to, or like, apparently our ration of donuts?
Because Bjorn had to buy like 100 of the goddamn things.
I had to spend the same amount on you that I spent on everyone. Fair is fair.
1 gold.
The most important meal of the day, serving it up Locke's way. Donut.
Yeah, 123 donuts.
Anyway, alright, so, the halfling is chatting with the goblin barkeep, and Silver, you picked up on that there was a bit of a somewhat black market or shady dealing of some sort going on between them. Are you? I sort of ended it with you, sort of listening in. But if you're watching them, how carefully are you watching them?
Well, I think first, can she see any other doors except for the front door that they can go out of?
As far as from what you can see, without doing a perception check required at this point, but there is only really that can be easily gotten to. Probably only the front door. I mean, he has the back door that would lead like into the kitchen and things for the tavern, but as far as any doors that you know of,
she wouldn't know if there was a back door. Okay. So, I guess she's probably just like watching them, giving a very disapproving gaze.
Okay. There is their exchange of money conversation happens between them, and then the halfling stands up, sort of turns, very clearly sees your disapproving look if you're looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
Something concern you?
Yes. And she gently taps her holy symbol amulet, which is, of course, the gauntlet with the eye on it.
Mm-hmm. So he sort of looks at you, raises an eyebrow, tips his hat and bows. Name's Razzo. How can I help you?
What were you just making a deal about?
No need to worry about that. Doesn't concern you.
I know I know corruption when I see it. Don't lie to me.
Oh, so you know that this town's already got some issues. Good to know. I might need some help later.
No, you can not later.
I am going to present us very interesting something. Because it is very specific and it is extremely would be extremely difficult using wisdom as a kind of memory based thing. Silver, give me a wisdom check at disadvantage.
Oh, god damn it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Just a straight up wisdom check or saving?
Straight up wisdom check.
History's int.
I know history's int, but this is a memory thing, which is more wisdom.
Okay.
Yeah, like past experience and shit.
Yep.
12.
Okay. I will give you got decent, especially with you rolling a 20 with the higher roll. But so Silver doesn't quite pick up on all the specifics, but his voice sounds familiar. And I will just tell you, as the player, Silver heard this voice in the one. Silver heard this guy's voice in the one shot.
Which one shot?
The one that Silver was in, the first one.
Oh, right.
This was one of the voices from your bird bard friend.
Caca.
And I cannot imitate it for the life of me, so sorry, Kenneth.
Wesley?
Yeah, something to do with Wesley.
I miss Wesley.
Wesley with question mark.
This was specific.
Yeah, you have to pronounce the question mark. You have to, or it doesn't work.
This is actually specifically the voice that the reason it was so hard is because Wesley only used this voice once. It was in combat. Because I listened to it several times, I also recall where Brian said something along the lines of, "That sounds like a really annoying voice to try to imitate." It was when Wesley did Cutting Word, and he said specifically, "Fast fingers, faster mouth." Yeah, that.
Fast fingers, faster mouth.
Fast fingers, faster mouth. But Silver doesn't pick up on that. She just realizes that the voice sounds somewhat familiar.
I'm
He
glad
doesn't
you looked.
She doesn't
at that
recognize
and
him.
remembered. I totally forgot.
I don't recognize you, but I swear we probably crossed paths before.
Well, I'm all over.
All over, huh?
Traveled from Gradiriel, made it up here to a bond.
So why
Finds
are you
it.
up here?
I have some unfinished business up here.
Oh. What the... kind of, black market dealings you got going on here?
Shall we say trying to fight fire with fire?
Well, get explaining, cause
Do you know anything about Mork?
Yeah.
out of character,
we're-
Mork is the city. Mork is the... I was gonna ask if Mork was the city we were in.
Mork is the
Yes,
name of the
it's
city
the
you
city
are
we're
in,
in.
yes. And all that Silver really knows about Mork as a character is that apparently vast majority of the people in Mork are of the smaller race variety. There are a few people that are bigger, but all she really knows is that this town has a lot of halflings, linklings, and gnomes. And goblins. Halflings, linklings, gnomes, and goblins.
Oh my.
But otherwise, you don't know a whole lot.
I don't know. Mork seems kind of small.
He smiles at that, actually. He's like, compared to other places, yes.
You're still not explaining.
Well, Mork is a place that, shall we say, is den of thieves.
Thieves.
Thieves, hustlers, con artists, you know.
Yes, I'm Gradiriel. Yeah. Why does that word always give me such hard vibes?
It gives us all problems.
Yeah.
Not me.
Material.
That word. That has a...
That's how I was taught to say it.
What was
Do I
it?
get a cookie now?
You can get a donut
I
from
keep
Locke.
wanting to say Gladriel, but I'm like, no, that's an elf.
I think it's
Gradiriel.
because at some point someone started pronouncing it like Gadriel or Gad. I don't even remember how you
That was
mispronounce it.
probably me.
Gradiriel,
Actually, I
sorry.
thought it was
Anyway,
booming
fine.
voice in the sky. But yeah, anyway, go ahead. Radiarc.
Gradiriel.
Gradiriel, yes.
That that word. That has a few places of thieves' dens, I guess.
Well, maybe not. Maybe it's in places like, what's the capital city? Caverton, I believe. Yes.
That and
place-
in one other city.
There. Oh, and I believe the other one was Rydell. That place was too loud for me. Anyway, too loud. Well, I suppose it was easier to hide in the shadows, but there were other people on the street already.
How could there be shadows since it was so bright?
You'd think. But anyway, as I said,
You're not impressing me. Will you get to the point?
I already made my point.
No, you just said it's a thieves' den. That doesn't tell me anything.
You said that you,
Yes, I want to explain what's going on here with your dealing. And you could have just said, fight fire with fire. I ask you to elaborate, and you just call this place a thieves' den. So, keep explaining.
sometimes some people make it a little bit more difficult to get your point across. I am wanting to fix this
Oh,
town.
trust me, I am very simple. just spell it out.
I am wanting to fix this town. How's that?
Okay.
The ruler of
Fix
this
it
town.
with black dealings.
The ruler of this town doesn't deserve what he has.
And
I
who
wish.
is the ruler of this town?
The ruler of this town is complicated and boring. Suffice it to say, I want to get control of this town to its rightful owner. That's it.
Alright. Who's all actually down here with me? Is everyone down here?
I mean, I'm assuming I'm just still
Yeah, for the
fucking
most part.
donuts.
I don't think a lot of people are paying much attention unless they want to be. At this point, the conversation's a bit more involved, so other people could jump in if they wish.
Mm-hmm. She's just gonna look to the group and be like, so, apparently this unknown leader doesn't deserve it, and so another unknown leader should step in place?
Bjorn is interested. Is he?
Do you
He's
talk in third person?
Bjorn does not simply speak in first person.
first person, so quaint. Bjorn has no time. So Bjorn is going to enter the conversation and tell me more of this leader. Why does he not deserve what he has? What's the issue?
Well, I don't think that story is important at the current moment. Suffice to say, if you wish to help, you can do so. If you have
In order
time.
to help, What
In order
does
for
that-
us to help, we need information.
yes, that.
And also, Locke is kind of sidling in at this point. Sorry. Like trying to clamber over a chair or something.
Careful,
And
you might fall on
yeah.
your face.
Yeah, sorry, just saw a conversation starting, wanted to get involved. Yep, okay, but all right. We'll also need to know what we're getting out of it if we're going to get involved.
Yeah, if not, I'm sure I can easily find the authorities here. So, I saw your dealing. I'm a witness.
That makes you a liability.
Yeah. So, we want to help each other out. Start giving us more information. And actually be open with us instead of being dodgy.
The halfling, who did introduce himself earlier as Razzo,
Mm-hmm.
specifically Razzo. Oop,
Razzo.
Razzo.
Ah.
Razzo sort of reaches into the pocket of his cloak and tosses up a satchel of coin for Silver to catch. How's that for payment?
She just lets it fall down. She doesn't catch it.
Bjorn will pick it up, for he lost much money last night.
So you're accepting a bribe.
Well,
Good
depends
sir.
on what I'm not accepting it, but I am counting it.
Count it if you wish. Feel free. Inside the pack is 60 platinum.
Let me get Silver aside and be like, this is an impressive bribe.
She I guess she will glance at the bag and just like a slight twinge.
You will learn all the information that you need to know if you decide to help me. If you will,
Sorry.
Well,
If you-
here's my question. Will helping you help us get back to where we're trying to get to?
Probably not.
Because we wound up in this region completely by
accident.
bumfuck accident. We just want to get back to Gradiriel as quickly as possible. That's why we came here. We heard there might be a teleportation circle we might be able to convince someone to let us use. Will helping you help us with that?
maybe. If Amos is having trouble with his teleportation circle, considering what's going on in this town, perhaps fixing everything might make things easier for him. And easier for him is an easier trick for you home.
I cast hold person on him.
Okay.
All right.
Whoop. Gotta make a wisdom save.
Old
Uh,
person. Always.
Yes. So
Against my DC of 15.
Oh shit.
Be still, slut.
I'm
No,
sorry.
She would just sit there and say, be still.
Be still, slut.
Ooh.
let me double check a thing right quick. You said wisdom?
Yeah, it's a wisdom save.
He would not have proficiency in that. Good to know.
I figured not.
And so that is nope.
She's gonna, within that 1 minute, she's going to walk over with the hemp rope and tie him up.
Is anyone watching this happen in the middle of the common room of the tavern?
Yeah,
Yep.
in the middle of a town of thieves, how are they reacting to this rowdiness?
I thought it was just like us down there, the goblin barkeep, and him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
Currently.
Yeah,
Well, the goblin barkeep is also right there, so...
that's
Bjorn, get the
fine.
goblin
Deal with him later. I just need one.
This situation makes Kaduril very increasingly uncomfortable, so I've pulled out a book and I'm aggressively reading it.
Just like trying to hide behind the book.
Aggressive reading.
Bjorn is going to go over to the barkeep. He's gonna pass him one of the platinum pieces from the bag. And be like, any chance you could close down and shut the and lock the front doors for the next hour or so, just in case.
The goblin bartender, he just sort of smirks and goes, "Keep your platinum. I'm already one step ahead of you."
Oh shit! Bjorn is
boy.
And there is it sounds almost like the sort of a redstone click, and tavern door
Oh.
shuts.
Okay.
Can I mine the redstone?
Silver
No.
has the guy tied up now? Razzo?
Yep, you do.
She picks him up. And she attempts to leave the tavern.
which is now locked.
Yeah.
Which is now locked. So the goblin sort of looks at you. So where are you carrying him off to? You don't know this town,
You guys have guards here, do you not?
do you? Oh, we do.
Riven, hang on. That might not...
Silver.
that
Silver.
might not be necessary.
Silver.
Why?
Because
he
I
hasn't
can...
He hasn't told us anything.
Well, I have a thing that can help with that. Put him down. You haven't seen me cast this spell yet.
Yeah. I'm sure the minute is up now and he's a bit wiggly in the binds.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Nope.
Okay,
He
she
seems
just drops him.
He seems fairly calm.
Okay.
She had him up over her shoulder and she just drops him onto the floor.
Okay. All right.
His hat falls
all
off.
And
Okay. I'm going to have Locke sidle up, scoop up said hat, put it back on Razzo's head, and be like, "Okay, so word to the wise, you're not really helping your case here. So," and I'm going to start waving my hands in front of his face as I cast Charm Person. Might want to help us out here and just be upfront. Yeah.
What is the DC on that?
14 wisdom.
14. Just
Oh,
makes
no.
it.
So he, shit.
You can't charm a charming person.
he's a halfling, right? Oh wait.
He's a halfling, yes.
So all of his rolls are halved. Oh wait, no.
Nope, I just remembered something. Never mind. I gotta
What?
keep quiet. Just
Okay.
Oh, you-
something
you
halflings
think-
have.
You think I don't know? I know.
I know! Which I'm very curious of why you let that 5 happen.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
He said he didn't seem bothered.
Nope.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So, how does he respond to me attempting to charm person him?
Cute trick.
He can
Didn't work,
speak.
though.
Yeah.
Might have to be a little bit more wily if you want to get any more information than what you require.
Awaken mind. Well, I could just let my friend rip your intestines out and string you up with them.
Who are you gesturing to?
I'm not gesturing to anyone.
Oh. I was going to say, if you gesture to Cad, he looks up and back into the book.
I'm awaken minding here. You can't hear what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Then you won't figure out what's going on, would you?
To be fair, we kind of just got interested in this because she's trigger happy for trying to fix corruption issues. I, frankly, am not really all that interested, but if she's going to drag us off on another thing, well, what the hell? And as you said, it might help us get back home, which is my main concern. But your dodginess is not helping any of us here. Seriously, it's really not. So for the sake of everyone involved, and so you don't piss Silver off any further, I really don't like seeing her get angry. Just be upfront. You can say it mentally to me, and I'll keep it quiet if it's sensitive, all right? Is that a good compromise for you?
Make a persuasion check at advantage.
Alrighty. 16.
You keep the details between us? Just me and you?
Unless you give me clearance to give anything else out, or unless we accept the whatever you want us to do in general. I can't guarantee everything will stay quiet, but if I deem my friends need to know, they will. Otherwise, I will keep it between us. Is that fair to you?
The leader of this town stole it. He usurped mayor, guild leader, whatever you would want to call the leader here. Stole it, and the rightful owner wishes to get it back.
How did he steal it?
A spell gone awry. The ruler wished to have his help. In so doing, the usurper backstabbed him. As thieves do, you would, it does make sense. But that's hindsight as is 2020.
Right.
I wish to get the town back to its rightful owner.
Okay. You mentioned a spell gone awry, just so I have the timeline clear in my head. Is that what led to the backstabbing, or did that come about as a result of the backstabbing?
A little
Cause
of
or
both.
symptom?
A little of both, actually.
That's not convoluted at all.
Alright. You keep it between us. I will give
All right.
you more of the story.
Okay. I'm all brains.
The leader of this town, Goblin. Goblins don't have a long lifespan. He amassed great wealth. He was a ruler and flagship figurehead for this town. He did a lot of great things. His lifespan is short-lived. He wanted He wanted a spell to extend his lifespan. Got it.
Right. Okay. Found a spell that would help him live longer. I presume not forever. That's a bit of a tall order, even for the best of us.
Yes. But much longer than very short is better.
Indeed.
And in casting this spell, the backstabber put the ruler in a situation where he had to build himself back up in order to come back and leave the throne. But because he stole it, and because magic, and because deception, as thieves do, the usurper stole his life.
Stole his extended life? Hijacked the spell, you mean?
No. The spell was cast on the ruler, and that was a success, actually. But it was the circumstances surrounding how that spell was used that made things more difficult, and the fact that the backstabber came to town, used illusion magic to pretend to be the old ruler, and then stole his life out from under him.
Stolen identity. Got it.
Some names here would be good to have. Just so that we don't keep saying the old ruler and the backstabber.
Razzo.
Oh, well, hot shit.
Oh.
Insight check. Is he trying to pull one over on me?
Roll insight.
Natural 20?
Very nice. Well done. As best as you can tell, there's no lie here. You asked for the backstabber's name. The backstabber's name is given as Razzo.
Huh. Okay. So Razzo's the backstabber. Then who is? Are they both Razzo? What the fuck?
Is this like one of the movies where they just swapped bodies?
Razzo is the current goblin ruler. Razzo is the backstabber.
The Razzo in front of me is the original, the true one.
True
Right?
one, yes.
Am I getting that right?
True one, yes. Original, not quite.
So the halfling in front of me is the original leader who got backstabbed, and the goblin Razzo is the traitor.
Yep.
Wait, I thought you said the. Wait, what?
I'm going to have
Because I thought you said the original ruler was a goblin.
He is.
Locke's gonna voice like, wait, hold on. I'm growing increasingly confused as this tale unravels. So, you are Razzo.
Yes.
The leader of this town is Razzo.
Good.
The original leader of this town is a goblin.
Yes.
The original leader of this town was backstabbed and had their life stolen out from under them after using a spell to give themselves a longer life.
Oh, I see where you're confused. I believe knowing the spell to extend his life might make it more well, I suppose now I shouldn't hide it. The spell to extend my life should be named, and then maybe you might have a better idea.
Does it like true polymorph?
I was dying. I was an old goblin. Spell used was reincarnate.
God damn it.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh,
I was like, wait,
okay.
there has to be. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's beautiful. I like it.
I didn't
That
want
act-
to. I didn't want to
that-
say anything because in my head, my sitting there going like, my head was making like Critical Role references because of the current campaign. I'm like, what?
Yep.
Huh. That's actually kind of clever. I'll give you that. Huh. So you used to be a goblin, but then you went, no, and turned into what you are now.
Yes.
Okay, and you're just trying to get your throne back. Huh.
And the problem in line with why I was so careful with information and why you should remain careful is, as I said, this is a den of thieves. Not everyone here is trustworthy,
Right.
and information is hard to come by. Not to mention the fact that some people in this town would rather me not have extended my lifespan the way that I did.
Right. Okay. Well, then that says to me helping you would definitely help us, because if you get back into your position as head of the town, you can pretty much expedite our get home process. Huh. Well then,
And at
that
this
is
point,
quite a story, but I don't see any reason to doubt it.
And at this particular point, There is a new person that comes into the tavern, bursts into the.
I thought the tavern was closed.
The door
It was
shut.
closed. It was closed. However, there is a okay, so they don't come rushing in because they can't because the tavern's closed. But there is a heavy knock, like aggressive heavy knock, and you guys get that
Like that?
like that.
Okay.
I don't think that was necessary, but
I like to method act. Sue me.
And at the same time, there is a. It sounds kind of like one of those. It's like the bells or the like warning siren type things. Though not a siren because they didn't have those in medieval times. But there is a very present bell ringing sound, loud warning. Sounds like something is dangerous is going on, and
what's happening?
the halflings now. Razzo is attempting to form out of the binds, but he nods to the goblin who will actually unlatch.
Wait, he's trying to get out of his binds?
He is trying to get out of his binds.
Silver puts a foot on him.
Off.
What?
Off.
Why?
Look, I've been talking to this guy mentally for the last 15 minutes. I'm pretty sure we can trust this
Yeah,
guy.
and
Get your foot off.
we were sitting here wondering what the hell you were like just having a staring contest, or whether or not you're both are trying to decide to kiss each other. So you could have given us a heads up.
That is not
Look,
that is not important at the moment. Please let me up. This town is
What?
not in the greatest of shape right now. Did you hear that sound?
Yes. What is it?
That means one of the dragons or giants is attempting to attack the town.
Why? Would...
Oh shit. Oh, okay. Yep. All right.
That's a lot.
Fine. It moves and goes and boots the door.
Well, the door is now
She's not
unlatched. So
happy.
now the door is unlatched. So you boot at it and it opens up just fine. No
Does
strict
it
Well, that's
check.
smack
does
the
it-
knocker
does
in the
it-
face?
Does it swing outwards or in?
Um,
I figured it swings in.
it does swing
The answer
in. So you kicking at it doesn't necessarily swing it open, but you do realize it's unlocked.
Well, wasn't there someone trying to get in?
Yes. Actually, you're right. Roll
She
dexterity.
kicks the door back into them.
Actually, no. I'll roll dexterity. Okay, no. So, the doors, the latch releases. The door is now free to be opened. The person that was hitting it aggressively to open up the doors is, he knocks the door open, and then you kick at the door and you swing it back at him, and it hits him in the face. And he goes,
Damn it! I don't know how doors work. Ah,
They have handles.
he
I
goes,
am upset right now.
you
I
and
am
me.
going to go fight a dragon or giant. Okay?
I think that is a poor decision.
Why?
You
We
complained
said there
about us
were
fighting
two
giants earlier.
Giants and dragons are a bit of a different order from one another, you know?
Aye. Clap, walk on the back, and be like, "Yes, indeed, dragons bring much more glory."
I mean, maybe, but I'm interested in life, not glory.
When Silver
What's-
walks outside,
on.
what's the person look like?
There are, as you walk outside, there are many goblins and halflings and the occasional blinkling teleport of people that are making their ways into their residences and hiding. This may be a town of thieves, but there are some people that are just civilians. They're not wanting to hurt anybody, and they're wanting to stay the heck away.
So
and-
the guy on the ground that I fitted the door back into.
The guy on the ground is the halfling. He seems somewhat familiar. He's the halfling that you kicked and woke up earlier.
Yeah.
The halfling that was the
What?
guard before. Remember?
Oh,
Same one.
This just keeps happening.
Same one. He sort of shakes his head and looks up and goes, "Oh, hey, useful, and it's probably your fault anyway.
What?
Can you get out there and help us?"
What is going on? All I know is there's either dragons or giants. What? I'm not having a good morning.
Neither am I. I just got hit in the face with a door.
Yes, that I kicked. Because I don't know how doors work, and I'm mad. So which is it? Giants or dragons?
Or giant dragons.
No.
Does Cat say that?
Aren't dragons automatically giant?
It depends on their age.
Does Cad say that? Or giant dragon?
Probably not.
Okay, making sure.
Kaduril is sort of boring. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
But fearing some inevitable action is no doubt to ensue, I sort of wince and close my book and put it back in my bag and slowly get up and I guess walk closer to the rest of my team.
So what is it? Dragons or giants?
It is a dragon. But it is because of giants that this dragon is here. Because
So
apparently...
why is a dragon attacking this town?
Because somebody...
Give him a second. He speaks slower because his face is caved in right now.
Yeah, kind of.
Not that much.
Okay, look. Somebody, he sort of looks at you with a very knowing glance of... Somebody decided it was a bright idea to kill the giant twins that were out on the road nearby. It seems that those giant twins had a dragon protector. He is coming by to make sure that whoever it was gets their comeuppance.
Just to be clear, they attacked us first.
Don't say that.
And she walks. She goes outside and looks up at the sky and see if she sees anything.
There is currently no dragons, but the snow, the that you can see. But you do see that the ever-present snowstorm that was going on last night, that stopped. But now there is a heavily concentrated snowstorm right in front of the gate.
I'm guessing that's where the dragon is, isn't it?
You have scales.
Probably.
Do you know how silver dragons work? They can control the weather. Yes, that way.
What?
Silver dragons can manipulate the weather if they're old enough.
Ew.
Silver? Dragon?
Everyone should, join
But-
forces to restrain
but-
Silver from flinging herself to certain doom.
But silver dragons are good and they like people.
Tell that to her.
Like good people.
Her?
We have made an angry mama bear out of a silver dragon. We are going to die.
Oh no.
Sacrifice lady to a dragon. No.
No, she's just like, you keep saying words and I'm like, oh no, silver. Oh no.
Alrighty. So are you going
Right, I
forward?
guess she's going to look back into the tavern and be like, so, who wants to go meet a dragon?
Is Razzo untied yet?
Yes. Oh,
Can I have my roll back?
Razzo.
Yeah,
Razzo is actually. Yeah, hold on. Wait a minute.
Razzo clicks his thumbs. What rope?
God damn it. I don't want to lose my rope. It's very helpful. Do you know how much they cost? It's expensive.
They cost almost as much as a dozen donuts.
Okay. So Locke, if you're the one looking for Razzo, roll perception.
Oh no, he inched his way under a table.
13.
Yeah, 13. He's gone. You don't see him. The ropes are still there, though.
Can I have my rope?
Yeah, I yoink you your rope.
Yay, back in my bag. My personal bag.
Oh boy. Well, this is
Okay,
going to be interesting.
your minute is up. Bye.
Okay, all right. I guess we're gonna go die now, and I follow after her.
All right. So before we get here, I want to know, sort of organization of party.
Silver.
Give us tokens.
Where are the NPCs during all of this?
They're just running around.
Well,
In like a reverse Disney montage, they all jumped into buildings and shuttered doors and windows.
so during this whole thing, Yang was, she seemed to be having actually, for the biggest part of it until the very end, Yang and Oak had made their way upstairs before the conversation with with Razzo. And then they come down when the bell is ringing and wondering what is going on. And they then hear all the stuff about dragons, and now they're following. So, yeah. Let us put you on a map. There are people out here that are currently in discussions with dragons. There you are.
Oh, that's a
Mhm.
How big is Dragon?
Dragon is huge.
15 by 15. Jeez.
Dragon is of the huge variety. Yes.
And who are the polyhedra?
NPCs.
They are NPCs. This one is a halfling. This one is a gnome, and then this one is a blinkling because it's fun that way. Currently. And she, the dragon in question, is creating massive snowstorm and areas around, and yeah, she is not happy. Currently. So what's the marching order of how you guys are wanting to get here?
Well, Locke is absolutely hiding behind Cad.
Naturally. Young is actually close to Silver.
Bjorn would also like to be up front. He's whistling a jaunty tune as we march forward.
Well, he doesn't
Why are
seem
you in such a good mood in front of a fucking dragon? God damn.
It's been a while since I've seen a dragon, and we might get to fight one. Even if we don't. Still a great sight.
Do you have no fear, sir?
I would probably hustle over to this side if Locke wanted to accompany.
Yeah.
As you say, Silver Locke just says, "Do you?
Huh?
Do you have no fear?"
It's a silver dragon!
That's
And it's a silver dragon that's in angry mama bear mode. And we are the ones who did it.
Yes.
If you are not rusting your pants right now, you are doing something wrong.
Oh, you can rust your pants and still be having a great time.
Not
Always
when
wanted me to
sober.
dragon.
All right.
Always wanted to meet a silver dragon.
Well, you're about to get a very intimate understanding of its mouth, I am sure, and then its stomach, and then you're going to suffocate, and we're going to have to watch you get forward.
All right. So at this point, while you guys are trying to discuss, and this dragon is
No, we're just discussing this as we walk. It's Silver's like, oh my god!
Yeah. Well,
Someone just drew hearts over Silver's icon on the map.
Yup.
That is beautiful.
Doop doop.
Also, I don't know if the NPCs are going to help us or not, so I gave them the maximum roll.
yes, I know.
Oh.
One's a d20 and one's a 12. Anyway.
Yeah, I see that. As you guys are having this conversation, the dragon is got all of her focus is currently on the NPCs. And it actually is important to note the Blinkling in question. He seems to be a lot more covered in snow than the rest of the people here, or at least covered in ice more than the people here.
Wait. Real quick.
Hmm?
Didn't we find something on the giants, but it was in a giant language, like a challenge or something?
You found what was essentially a what is it called? Restraining order, basically. It was basically a note saying that a particular giant, you're not sure which one it was, but the giant
Nope.
whose name was Grom was not allowed to be into a certain place.
And what was the place?
The name of that place was Morkita.
Okay.
This one. Morkita. Yeah. So
Did
while
we
this-
did we take that note or did we just leave it?
I don't know. Actually, I do know. Because Silver was the one that found it, and then Silver gave it to Locke to read. So you guys did pick it up, so you do have it. I don't know if Silver has it or
Okay,
Locke,
so-
but one of you do.
Okay.
Locke
Well, I know.
probably
Well,
does.
I know. Well, I know I had it because I'm the one who used Awakened Mind to read it, or
Well-
Eyes of the Runekeeper, rather.
So while this is going on, you guys hear something that sounds oddly familiar, somewhat.
Uh-oh.
You hear the sound of someone running, and the way that they're running and the weight of how much they're moving so quickly sounds distinctly like what happens when you put haste on CAD. And
So
The-
instead
Can I make
of
a
thud, thud,
perception
like
check to see where it's coming?
thud.
Can I look around for it?
you don't have to.
Yeah.
Because she, female, female Loxodon monk, jumping forward kick into the side of the dragon.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no, you did not!
There she is.
She looked so cute for one who just doomed us all.
No. She doomed herself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a
Silver
pissed
goes
off
to the dragon.
they're
You want me to take care of him, my lord?
my lady.
And now the dragon turns her attention from the halfling, from the smaller races over here, to the elephant that just kicked her. And as she does so, you see the ever-present and something else similar to CAD. Mystical's protector thingies are now swirling around the giant's head, the dragon's head.
The ancestral protectors. But you said she's a monk.
She very much attacked like she's a monk. She did a
It
forward.
could be multi-class, we don't know.
Now then,
Interesting.
all right. So you guys, she attacks the dragon, and then that happens, and now you guys have a choice. If you guys want to say that you're going to go into the offensive, I could go ahead and put an initiative order up. Why the heck not? Yeah. Let's do that. It doesn't necessarily have to lead to entirely
We have a split, kind of?
I mean,
split. What kind of split?
Because I know what Silver is going to do. Because of what she just saw.
Okay. Well,
I don't know about everyone else.
Hey, I have a
Locke.
tiny drink.
I mean, Locke is panicking
Oh.
right now. So
Hey, so remind me, does Bjorn knows this particular Loxodon, yes?
this is a different one.
Different one, okay.
Yeah, this is a different one than the one that you met on the road
Why'd you roll initiative?
because it doesn't make it.
Are
it
you going
doesn't.
on aggressive?
no, but I know I'm going to be in the initiative order.
Yeah, you will be.
Oh,
Oop.
might as well.
Well, at least they have 0.
No! No! Damn it!
Wow. Okay.
Oh, who has that 3?
That one.
Yes!
Who has a higher
shit.
dexterity?
She does. Wait. No, she does. Because I have a 0.
Oh, there.
All right. So, Oak has got first turn in this crazy ensuing whatever it is, and he is. So, what exactly are we doing? There's a giant. There's an elephant attacking a dragon, and the dragon is mad at probably us. I don't know if the dragon has seen us. So, what are we doing?
I don't want to fight. I say try to break it up.
Sure, I can break it up. I'm attacking that Loxodon. Because how dared them attack us as a dragon?
Kaduril sweats nervously.
Okay.
Not you, big guy.
Dad, go. What are you doing?
I sweat nervously.
we established this. Do you want to do anything productive with your turn?
Oh my god.
I do. I don't know if he does. Let me see. Hold on. Measure McCall it. I mean, I could. So hearing Silver and what he's wanting to do, I don't know if I want to go right beside the dragon to like put myself in the middle of it. I'm going to say I don't have enough information. Can I like ready an action to dash?
Sure.
If something.
What are you
seems
waiting?
threatening.
What are you waiting for specifically? Because ready action have to have a specific trigger, or at least a phrasing of a specific trigger.
Okay. Can I do some sort of insight to see if the Loxodon is like trying to help us?
Sure. I'll even give you insight at advantage because you know, even though you weren't necessarily in the situation of knowing this particular Loxodon, you can understand Loxodon body language because you are one. So, you know, with the 13, I'll give you this. You know that because of the ancestral protectors and how they normally are, that normally equates to like ragey, aggressive, barbarian style thing. But whereas your kind of rage, you're like frothing at the mouth and you've lost control of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
He's giving off an aura of calm. She's aggressive, but she's calm. Oddly enough, she's actually, this would technically be a perception check to see from this distance, but not that you could see it from where you are, but she looks very much like her token right now. Her eyes are closed.
Okay. I guess I will. I did a check, so I can't ready a dash anymore, can I?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay.
Bjorn, what you doing?
To get my sword and shield out for sure, so I'm ready to go. But I don't know if I want to leap into the fray just yet. I'm going to kind of move right over there.
Okay.
And I'm going to kind of wait and see what everyone else does from there, but I'm starting to get ready to try to flank and circle around the dragon if it looks like it's definitely going to be a fight.
Okay. Locke.
All right. I am going to pull the black book from my side, flip it open. Eyes going to go purple for a sec. I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy on myself.
Okay.
I'm going to make my voice 3 times louder than normal, and I'm going to say, "Can we not fight, please?" Just as loud as I can to try and convince everyone to no.
Oh,
Okay.
Roll. Are you saying it in general to like everybody?
I'm shouting it to everyone in range, yes. And 3 times louder than my normal max because thaumaturgy. So no way anyone's missing me shouting that.
Right. Okay. Roll me a general persuasion or even performance. I'll let you pick.
I'll take persuasion because I have points in that. 8.
Okay.
It was almost an 18 plus 6 there for a second.
From your
Oh, do you have the 3D rolling dice?
Get along, please.
I do have 3D rolling dice on, yes.
Oh.
Okay.
It helps the randomness feel more random.
Young, on her turn, Young is going to, she is basically going to sort of look at Silver, and it's like, Silver and Bjorn and everybody, and she's as confused as Oak. She does not know what to do. So she basically pulls a Bjorn and gets her gauntlets ready, and she's going to stand next to Silver, even though she knows that Silver's probably going to run in, but she... Dragon!
Okay. Here we go.
See.
I mean, they should now know we're here since there was a loud noise.
Yes, she does now know that you are here. To... Okay, no. She is going to multi-attack the elephant that hit her in the face.
I mean, that's fair. The elephant attacked her, just so long as she doesn't take it out on us. We didn't have anything to do with that, I swear. Honestly, Gov.
Oh, right. There's also that.
I don't like the sound of this.
So anyway, first and foremost, she is going to do. She gets 3 attacks because of multi-attack and whatnot. Boop. Boop. And boop. That one does. The first 2 don't, though. And actually, yeah. The first 2 don't, but the last one does. And that is going to be with her claw tail. Yeah, claw tail. And the tail is the one that hits, so boop. 2d8 plus 8. Boop. And I need a calculator because I'm bad at math. Everyone else roll for me a wisdom save if you would.
Wisdom save.
Yep, wisdom save. And you have advantage, Cad.
Oh, thank God.
Oh dear God.
Oh no. Fearful presence? Oh. Oh no.
Bjorn sometimes likes to think in third person as well.
Oh no.
Does not.
Alright. And then I do for Yang and Oak. Boop.
Uh-oh.
And
Both ill.
Oak.
So
Okay.
how many of us are screwed?
And then Yang is close to Silver, so she's good. So the only ones that are not affected by it are Oak, Cad, and Silver.
Oh.
And Yang. Yang's beat it. So Oak, Cad, Silver, and Yang. Because the DC was 18. So yeah, you guys that failed are frightened of the dragon.
I mean, I didn't need to roll a wisdom save to tell you that.
Well, now you can't move closer to it.
I wasn't gonna do that anyway.
Bjorn's brave face is starting to crumble now.
Yeah. And then,
Locke has done something correct today and rusted his trousers. As I said, if you're not doing that, You're doing something wrong in this scenario.
All right. So
It's the Loxodon's turn.
it is Loxodon's turn. So yeah, she is. Actually, did I roll for her? I don't think I rolled for her. I did not roll for her. Let's see if she actually is afraid of the dragon. Forgot that.
She's a monk, should have high wisdom or something.
Because she is randomly 2 classes, she actually does not have her proficiency modifier in wisdom.
Oh.
Because she's 2 classes.
Right.
But she is a Loxodon, so she gets advantage. However, she did not fail it, or that she did not make it, rather. So she is going. She did not make her save. Her rage ends. Her spectral thing go poof and drop, and she is now.
All of this is happening on the dragon's turn, right?
No.
This would technically be the end of the dragon's turn, yeah. Because this leads into her turn. So she is going to not move forward, not attack, and she is just going to get into a very focused stance. Very kung fu-y thing.
Damn it.
It's over.
Okay. Let's see. Doop. She is Misty stepping up to here.
Bonus action, teleport, whoosh.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see, where's my spell so I can sit there and knock that slot down. And she's going to run forward and attempt to tackle the Loxodon.
Okay. Make, I guess, athletics, acrobatics, your choice.
Won't be athletics. Because her dex is shit. Yeah, no, it's probably like running into a brick wall.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's her action and shit.
And you slam into her, and now that you're close to her, you realize that her eyes are closed. Currently.
Yeah.
Though she does seem to be ever so subtly trembling. Because she's kind of realized she's screwed up at this point. Oak. He is going to run forward a bit, because he actually can. He succeeded on the save. But he is going to stay back with his friends who are currently fearful of said dragon. And he's going to look up to Bjorn and be like, Bjorn, get back over here.
Bjorn agrees with this.
Do that on your turn. Cad, what are you doing? Cad, it's your turn. This is not going to be part of your action on the turn, but make for me a perception check. This is sort of going to be a, as we're going, sort of, ooh.
Does it smell nice?
Well, technically she does, kind of. But, and it does involve her, so I'll give you that, and it's a 25. Lining
But
up with...
25 specifically only on smell.
Yes, technically it is.
Yeah. 9 is normal perception.
She has a very similar aroma about her, similar to that of the one that matches the sort of jasmine cinnamon that the Loxodon on the road gave you. So if you want the high perception to be specifically a smell thing, that's what you got. Fortunately, you rolled a 9 for the basic thing for what I was actually wanting you to learn. But anyway, your turn. That doesn't take your turn, but it's your turn.
I mean, I kind of want to protect a Loxodon, but I don't want Silver to be mad at me again.
Oh.
Conflicted.
Oh no, this better not be a civil war happening. Silver wants to protect the silver dragon.
I mean, the dragon's the enemy. Somebody comes to obviously try and help us, and then Silver is attacking the help because, ooh, it's a dragon.
It's a silver dragon. They are friends of the fucking people. She studied her life researching dragons. She's a fangirl of dragons.
We know that.
Okay.
Because she has dragon in her blood.
Would I be able to run up to this Loxodon and try and occupy this square, pushing her maybe this way, so I'm sort of in the middle of the three of them? Is that a possibility? I have 50 feet of movement, and that's 45.
So I guess technically what you would be doing is what you were going to do to the giant, but never did. It is sort of a charging shove. You can totally do that. Yep. Roll me athletics. Or yeah, it'd be athletics. For a shove.
Athletics. Boop. 18.
Let's do a thing. Yeah, you shove her backwards.
So my goal would be for her to be here, so I'm sort of in the middle of the three. So I would like to draw Envy and sort of look at Silver and the dragon and say, everyone needs to stop fighting. I'm in the middle of this. Quit.
She's the one that attacked the dragon. Silver's pointing. She didn't even draw her weapon yet.
So, gonna be a fun thing to do on initiative orders. Granted, technically talking is a free action, but only to a certain point. Bjorn, what are you going to do?
Well, Bjorn is frightened of the dragon at this point. So, he's gonna kind of, where am I going? Right back over here. My friends, I believe it would be smarter if we stayed together.
I'm good back here.
What are you doing?
I'm going to keep up with what I was doing last turn. I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy again and call it, I'm with the elephant with the hammer. Can we all stop and take a second? Do I roll anything?
No. You don't have to roll anything. Although, the dragon is now looking in your direction.
And the pants are now fertilized and not just rusted.
Oh, jeez.
Lovely.
I jest, but, you know.
Chill thine pants, sir.
Never!
Totally kidding. Not kidding.
Okay, Young is...
I didn't...
She basically, I'm with everyone else, and she can't yell as loud as Locke is with thaumaturgy currently, so she's just gonna stay back where she's at. She succeeded on the fear effect for not being scared, but she was already scared to begin with, so doesn't much help. The dragon is going to, on her turn, she's going to look between the elephants. Moment. And then stare at Silver.
Silver glances up at it, then goes back to the other Loxodon.
The dragon in Draconic is going to speak to Silver and be like, I believe misinformation that transpired here.
She kicked you.
That may be true. What did you do?
I was trying to tackle her and make her apologize.
Not from around here, are you?
No.
That's her turn. The Loxodon is going to now, having been shoved backwards, she is going to actually open her eyes, and she sort of looks at Cad, at Silver. I was protecting the town. Someone put the town in danger.
So you decided it was a good
I don't know if you know anything about silver dragons. This dragon wouldn't kill. Silver dragons are good, so the stories say. I was only merely trying to get attention, keep it, so that the person she was looking for could arrive before she destroyed the town, or townsfolk.
Oh, and who would that be?
Based on the conversation between you two, I believe it might be you.
But why would it?
Never your turn, Lady.
What makes you think that they are looking for me?
Maybe not you, but perhaps your friend.
Which friend?
He sort of, she like waves with her ear towards the back of your group of friends that are all cowering in a corner. At this point, the initiative order is now done.
It's just very tension.
Yes, it's very tense. Yeah. Also, all these folks just went back inside. Piff!
Yeah, fair enough.
Silver's got the floor, basically.
Yeah, I know.
The floor is very snowy. Keep this in mind.
Am I still frightened, or am I allowed to approach now?
You can approach now. Frightful presence goes away because combat has ended.
Okay. Locke is very, 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 very slowly and timidly approaching with an air of abject submission.
Alright.
Like if he is commanded to roll over onto his back and expose his belly, he will do so if it means saving his skin.
So what? We're travelers, and all of a sudden you take offense to travelers being in this town, so you gotta attack it? What?
Oh.
Then explain.
The dragons...
I still want you to apologize.
To the dragon or to you?
No, I want you to apologize to the dragon for kicking her. That was very rude.
the
Says
dragon
the one
sort-
that was trying to just run in and tackle.
The dragon the dragon herself sort of looks down at you, Silver, and goes, "You do realize she did not hurt me, yes?"
I
Not
was
even
from
a-
back there. I couldn't tell. In Draconic.
I heard reports that the giant twins got a little too close to the road, and travelers from out of this away from this continent had unfortunately brought them to their demise. I wish to converse with those.
Silver's gonna look suspiciously towards the group now as she's talking.
Bjorn, are you making your way forward with everybody else?
Yeah, I suspect I might as well. Seems
Okay.
like a good idea.
Admittedly, the giant twins can be rather dumb, shall we say. And as long as the first blow was made by them, if it led to their demise, that's fine. I only wish to know the details of that encounter. The small folk of Mork tend to overreact to my presence, as many do.
Kaduril turns to the dragon. Well, actually, that was in Draconic. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just making weird noises at each other.
I would imagine
Oh, but a little bit more.
I would imagine it sounds a little bit more majestic and not too gravelly and growly, but yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, like that.
probably that.
So, tell me, little
Wait.
little scaled one, what exactly happened between your friends and the giants?
Silver thinks that we started it, doesn't she?
I mean, kind of, but she knows the story and she knows that you guys didn't lie.
She knows the story, but the thing is, she said blows.
The first attack,
So-
essentially.
Yeah. In her mind, blows are actual hits.
Do you count the hit to
Like,
the cart as an
physical?
actual hit? Because technically the first attack that dealt any kind of damage, besides the ones to the
Was
giants...
the rock, but we continued to engage it when, instead of like running it to get away and not cause a scene. I guess, yeah, she's going to explain through her point of eyes what happened. Giants were coming, we were running ahead to get out. I got ahead of the group, came back, cart was destroyed by, apparently they threw a rock. And those two, she points at Cad and Bjorn, were in the giant faces attacking when I got back to the group.
So the first attack was perhaps the stone that destroyed the cart, then it seems.
I just told you my point of view. I don't know what happened since I was actually technically out from the group, and I couldn't see very well because of the gestures to all the whiteness around them. Snow.
I'm gonna look to between Cad and Bjorn, and you two would see Silver, pointing and indicating at you two. And she sort of looks between you two, and then she focuses on Cad, because Cad's the one that's closest, and also wasn't the one that was afraid of her. So she will look to Cad and speak in common. So, in your opinion, who was the one who made the first attack when the Giants' combat happened?
We were trying to get away, and they were brawling one another, and the one smacked the other and pointed at us and said something that I couldn't understand, and then they threw the giant rock and destroyed our cart that we were using to travel, and immediately started to fight us. And so I would say, honestly, I feel like they started the combat. We were standing by defensively and trying to leave when the situation started.
She turns her head towards Bjorn and she's like, would you agree with this statement?
It is as he says. We were awoken by those two battling near us. We wanted only to leave, but once the rock destroyed our cart, we were left in a vulnerable position and had to defend our lives.
Yeah, we could have run away, and none of this would have happened.
I assure you, giants have much longer legs than we do. Running would not work.
I'm sure we've probably made it to this town.
And if the Giants had chose to be very aggressive, the Giants may have attacked the town. However, them doing that makes them come off as much dumber than I give them credit for sometimes. I see. So, as it stands, someone is going to need to pay.
How'd you find out?
What happened to the Giants?
Yes.
They were supposed to return. Those two in particular, were to report somewhere. Perhaps they got distracted in their, what was it, roughhousing you said? And then I had one of the folks that I put in high regard, one of my mages. They used scrying to see if they could find the Giants. The Giants were not found through scrying because they were destroyed. They were killed.
Or they could have been on another plane, but...
Or they could have been on another plane, you are correct. But either way, the last place that they had been seen, near Mork. And fearing people in Mork would try to hide what exactly happened, I thought it best to come myself. As you are not from around here, it seems, at least some of you, Mork is a deceptive place.
We've figured that one out this morning, yeah.
Yeah, they don't like to sit there and tell us anything when we pry.
So, assuming one of the giants, Grom, he was dealing with some unlawful issues. He had caused a ruckus prior, had been kicked out of Morkita, and was supposed to be finding ways to pay off that debt so that he could return. As long as the person who is looking for that debt gets some money in return, I see no issue to cause more here strife.
But what was the debt exactly? How much was it?
The
He had a restraining order.
He did. And he was supposed to come to either fight off that restraining order or pay off the person who wanted him not to be around. And that person was asking for quite a few platinum. Turn.
How
to
much
just
platinum?
30.
Single digit 30. Well then. But who was it that still has the bag that I think Bjorn is the one who has the bag that
Razzo
Razzo gave us?
refused
Yeah,
to
but
pick
that
up.
has
I can come.
60.
No, I can cover 30 platinum. We can do it.
Oh yes, use the money that sat there and some guy named Razzo decided to try to bribe us with.
You have a better option.
It's either that or we can fight the dragon, which you certainly.
You are not fighting this dragon!
I'm not saying I'm going to fight the dragon, but if we don't pay, the dragon might fight us.
Kaduril just sort of huffs, and nobody's fighting anybody.
Oh,
Yeah,
shut it.
I'm with the elephant.
Yes, I agree. We have the money. We'll take care of it.
Yes, I don't want to use the bribe money.
Locke, you talk to the man. Is it okay to take the bribe money?
I can verify that it's probably safe for this purpose, yes.
Why makes you think it's safe for this?
Look, Silver, I know you're probably not going to like this answer, but I need you to trust me on this one, okay?
The dragon owes someone.
Okay,
Listen.
hold on. First of all,
Yeah.
first of all, one sec. Excuse me, terribly rude of us. What is your name? Asking the dragon.
Awesome.
Asa.
Why would Azza be in debt to anyone?
Oh?
She gestures to the size of the dragon. It's like no one has told Silver yet the conversation that they had. So she still thinks the Razzo, that the halfling, is just someone that was trying to bribe them off from not telling anyone. And so she wants to go turn him in, but we have to get the money back as a decline. So we are not held as accomplices.
Right. Okay. Well, at any rate,
That's her thinking.
right. No, I was like, look, Silver, I get where you're coming from. I do. Really. But I don't think I'm at liberty to discuss it at present. I made that promise when I was talking to him in our heads.
Why in the world would you make that promise?
Well, there was a stipulation that if I thought my friends needed to know, I would reveal that. I'm going to use Awakened Mind on Silver. To cut a long story short, he's the good guy in this situation.
How do you know?
I'm pretty good at detecting lies when in other people's heads. Not all the time, but I'm confident in this one. Look, can you just trust me, okay?
He needs to explain it to me himself.
So one problem at a time, and let's try not to get too angry, okay? If we get angry, our judgment becomes impaired, and we can't make wise decisions, and it just makes everything worse for everyone. So please, just take a deep breath and take this one step at a time, okay?
Fine.
Okay. Thank you. I know I'm asking a lot of you. Hopefully next time we bump into Razzo, he can explain things a bit better himself.
I don't trust him.
Well,
He wasn't willing to sit there and open up to us, and yet somehow he is open up to you Just because you
Well-
speak in mind?
Well, the reason for that is thoughts aren't exactly perceptible to the common thief, and as he's pointed out, this town is loaded with them. And he has a lot of enemies in, well, I assume a lot of enemies in positions of authority. You want to fight corruption? That's where we should be looking. Because at this point, after hearing his story and checking it all in my head, that's where it's all at.
So I think the general consensus that you're going to give Azza some of the thing.
I think that's more or less the idea, just to get her off our backs.
30 gold out of the pouch
Right.
of 60 gold to give to Azza.
Platinum, but yeah.
Or platinum, yes.
I am not happy with this deal. I'm going to make that clear.
Yes, we know.
Understandable.
That is bribe money you are using?
Well, then it's bribe money that's not necessarily being used to keep us quiet, but being used to keep a dragon from throwing a temper tantrum.
I hope you
different.
didn't say that aloud.
Well, no, I'm awake and minding that.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because Silver was speaking out loud.
It's fine. But Bjorn has the the pack of 60 platinum that he can give 30 of it, or, move pouches around to give 30 platinum to the dragon.
Yeah. I'll give 30 platinum to the dragon.
Alright. And then she will basically take that and make her way away, unless somebody else wants to try something before she leaves.
Locke is not pressing his luck with the dragon.
Yes, Silver's going to point at the other Loxodon and be like, "You apologize. I want my day to be a little bit better. Apologize to the dragon, please."
The Loxodon, she will sort of look to the dragon as the dragon starts to leave. Will bow her head gracefully. Apologies for the misunderstanding, Azza.
Oh, thank you.
Dragon simply nods.
I did
and
not want
away. Unless there's something else.
Silver sighs and be like, "I did not want to meet a silver dragon like this. Curse you all." And she walked back into town.
This is hard. Okay. I go after her.
Yeah, it's time to head back to the tavern. Or so Bjorn thinks.
So the dragon makes her way away. You guys start making your way back towards town. And the Loxodon sort of... Does Cad make his way back towards town?
Yeah, I guess.
Following the rest of the group?
Yeah, I guess.
So she sort of, as you start to make your way to follow the rest of your group, she stopped you a second. She's basically, and she speaks to you in Loxodon, which you haven't heard in a while.
Okay.
And she's, sorry, but who are you exactly?
I would also respond in Loxodon. I'm Kaduril.
Kaduril. So,
What was your name? Elephantpersonnames.com.
No, I actually have one. She is Tantu.
Okay.
Tantu.
She's what?
Tantu.
She weighs a ton too.
She's I'm sorry. I've heard that name before. Long time ago. But Are you from Yvonne?
No. I'm originally from Caberton.
I never traveled there, but I've heard stories. The Oxidon and Caberton are said to be built a bit differently than those here in Yvonne. The Yvonne variety tend to have larger ears, larger muscles, or tougher because we have to deal with the elements a lot more, while those in Caberton tend to have smaller ears and not necessarily as thick of hides, built more like an Oxidon.
As she's saying this, Cad sort of looks down at himself and like waggles an arm off to the side. I don't know. I've lived in Caberton as long as I can remember.
Your friend doesn't seem to care very much for me.
On the contrary, I think she happens to care very, very much for dragons.
Noticed. Suppose nothing's wrong with that. So your group is traveling to Mork then?
Say
Through
again?
Mork? Your group is traveling through Mork? What,
We're trying to get back to Gradiriel, and we were told that perhaps Mort had a portal that could get us there quickly. My little shivering friend over there isn't a big fan of the cold.
That explains the yak hair overcoat you got going on.
Yep. We actually ended up here on accident anyway, so we're just trying to make amends and get back home.
Do you have access to do you mind if I had a friend of mine speak to you via magic? Have you ever had any association with like cleric variety spells and things?
I've seen clerics send messages to people, but not anything personal. Does it hurt?
No. Okay. I don't know how long your friends and you are staying here, but you just seem very familiar. Or at least the name does. I don't know. It's
Is it a particularly common name? I don't know anyone else named Kaduril.
not necessarily common per se, but you should follow along with your friends. They seem to be getting to a ways back into
Right.
but it's see if you can't stick around for a little bit longer at least. I will have somebody send a message to you and perhaps even your party members if you wish, and maybe we can set up some sort of I do really apologize for the misunderstanding that your dragon lover friend seems to think. I will see you later, Kaduril. And she sort of offers her hand in a shake.
Sure. I'll shake her hand. Until we speak again, Tantu.
And she bounds off and away she goes. She seems
frolics off.
well, not frolic, but she seems to be rather
La la
mobile.
la 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 la.
No. She seems to be as mobile as you are typically.
Aha.
And off she goes.
So,
And you guys make your way back in town. So, I guess you're making your way back to the tavern.
Presumably.
I don't see why not.
What about you, Silver?
After that experience, I might just be willing to try a drink.
Well, it's on me, my friend. It is on.
Hey, you get your first hair.
Okay. What
What the hell
flavor
is
of-
that?
It's a very happy angry bird.
Oh.
What are you? I'm assuming Locke is going to get the basic drink.
Let's roll with my real life alcoholic taste and say just something sweet. So I guess I'll have Locke ask Bjorn about so what drinks taste good out the gate? Because I don't want to have to go through the process of trying to learn a new taste or acquire one. I just want something that tastes good off the bat.
Does Iban have ciders and stuff
Sure.
like that?
Yeah, that's perfectly
Ciders are
fine.
particularly alpine. Of course they would.
That makes sense. Well, there's a variety of ciders you could order. Apple cider, pumpkin cider, all sorts of stuff.
They have most of them imported. Is what it is.
Yes. Think of most types of fruit you might like. They probably have a cider for that as well.
Apple cider sounds good. I like apples. One of the only things I could eat for a long time.
Really?
Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but there was a stretch where I just lived in a really small river village, and there wasn't a whole lot of fancy food aside from, donuts at the inn where I worked and bread that was made by the man in charge. His soup was to die for, and apples grown in the fields around it.
I see.
So, so apples, donuts, soup, and bread. That was basically my entire diet for 6 months, and then I had to leave.
Well, it sounds like apple cider might be just the thing. Fetch us a table. I will go acquire some cider.
Thanks. And I'll go grab a table.
Is there any other patrons in the tavern?
Currently, there is only one other patron in the tavern. He seems to be a young blinkling. He may or may not have been the blinkling that was outside dealing with the dragon earlier.
Silver's going to grab the bartender.
And pick him up off the ground.
I hope not.
No,
yes.
only if he comes over to ask her what her drink is, she is going to grab him.
Okay. Grab him aggressively, or how are you grabbing him?
Yeah, just grabbing him by the shirt.
Okay.
Ma'am, please pay my tab first. I'm sorry, I had to.
Don't think that's what she's doing, but okay, you grab him. It's not
No.
hard to do.
It's definitely not. I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Yeah. She's going to grab him and demand, where is Razzo?
I suppose this is, since you're wanting to be intimidating, this would not be hard. Roll intimidation.
Yeah. Be like, you have a minute to tell me where Razzo is.
all-
Oh, God.
Well.
Do I see this interaction taking place?
You would,
She's
yes.
not being subtle about it.
Am I within 30 feet of that table?
Yes.
Can I give Silver advantage by awakened minding to the bartender and saying, it's okay, you can trust her. I had a long chat with Razzo earlier in our heads. It's like what I'm doing right now. You can trust her. She's with me. She's good.
Okay, roll with advantage then. That's not a crit.
How it makes sense.
All
You're
right.
going to die today.
I'm sorry. I tried to help you. I did.
I know.
All right.
All right, let's see what a 9 gets me.
It gets you a very loud 9?
The goblin. the
Trying to reset
goblin,
it.
The goblin will sort of tense up at you, grabbing at him, and it's like he sort of looks around the area, and then his eyes fall on the blinkling that's in the corner. And he
Your minute is up.
walk to the blinkling if you want to find Razzo,
And put me down.
and please put me down. Yes,
She's
or at least let
let's
go.
Thud.
Well, he wasn't. He was. I was imagining he was sort of on the other side of the bar, and she like grabbed at his shirt from over the bar. So
Yeah, and kind of pulled him in. She's going to go over to the blinkling.
Blinkling appears to be. He's in like a dark cloak, quite obviously shady figure of some persuasion. And he was just sort of sitting off in the corner, sipping at a drink, as you walk over. And he sort of looks up at you. You must be. I don't think he ever got your name, but he did describe you.
You have a minute to tell me where the halfling Razzo is. I'm not having a very good day.
I can tell.
So tell me where he is at.
Razzo is currently speaking with Amos in the small little what best serves as a mage's quarter for this town. You will find him there.
What does the place look like?
It is the large building next to the tower.
Okay. Silver's gonna go back over to the bar and be like, "Give me one of those gold drinks."
He will oblige.
And she takes the cup of that really strong ale, apparently, and walk out.
All right.
I get the feeling she's angry.
Well,
Yeah, like
Young-
the
Young
other
sort-
5 times saying she's unhappy.
Young sort of raises an eyebrow, looking at you, Locke, and goes, "What was your first clue?"
Yeah, I know. Poorly worded. Look, I'm stressed too, okay? Where's that cider?
And then in comes Bjorn with the cider, which was probably like, it's not going to be a strong ale, so probably like what, 4 silver, if that, 2 silver.
2 silver. I got one for each of us, so
Okay, so 4 silver for both of you.
4 silver. All right, that will work. I will go adjust that now.
Right. So in comes you with your cider, Locke.
Oh, thank goodness. I hope this is as good as people say it is.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm going to feel like an idiot.
Well, as far as IRL drinks go, I think apple cider is pretty solid.
Oh yeah, the one I had was good, but I'm talking in character here.
Yeah.
Seeing as how Locke does not have any like time with alcohol or anything, and is scrawny,
And my
I-
Constitution modifier is 0.
Oh,
yeah, that
shit.
too. I will give you just straight out of the gate for just a basic drink. Con save. Go.
Oh God. 10. Do I make it?
Yeah, you're not necessarily impaired right out of the gate, but you're I don't know exactly how quickly one could get buzzed even if they've never had a drink before, but whatever constitutes the ability one could get drunk quickly if
Well,
they've never
I'd
I never
say
drink.
that-
I've never drunk, so I don't know.
I'm gonna tell
David
you,
does.
when you're first starting out, your average cider, average beer, it'll be about 2 of them that gets you a decent buzz going. One will mostly just relax you. The second
Okay.
one is when you start feeling it in your head.
Okay, so yeah, in that regard, then Locke is very quickly relaxed.
That is actually an improvement. Not sure I like how it takes a sledgehammer to my head, though.
Hmm. Well, just don't drink too much of it and you'll be fine.
Look who's talking.
Oh, well, look, I'm much more experienced at drinking than you, my friend.
Yes, and you lost, as I recall, didn't you?
I
Or was that
lost
silver?
Who can say about next time?
This is going to be a regular occurrence with you, isn't it?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I look down at my pouch platinum and say, I could certainly afford it now.
Yeah, I bet you could.
Well,
So, are you sticking around? As I recall, the initial arrangement was just for you to get us here, but you're still chilling with us. Are you wanting to keep hanging with us, or do you want to go your own way, or what's the deal?
well, you all are intending to head back to Gradiriel, yes?
That is the plan. We have a lot of business we have to tend to there. And if we
Right.
leave it unattended too long, situations are only going to get exponentially worse. And I have family in the middle of all of it.
I see. Well, I've never been to Gradiriel myself, but
It's nicer than here.
I don't doubt. You say there's a great deal of conflict there, yes?
Well, it's not up front. It's very behind the scenes, under the hood. It's more the sort of conflict born of corruption in the upper echelons of the society's leadership, nobles and high judges and whatnot who are in league with less than savory forces. Namely, the main individual we're trying to deal with, one a lot of us have personal ties to at this point, not me personally, but I am invested now, is an individual named Noro, a nobleman in a high position, if I'm recalling correctly. And needless to say, he's not our friend. Well, for one thing, he's a necromancer, and he's in service to a lesser deity who's caused more than a fair share of problems, it would seem.
A necromancer, you say?
That is the impression I got when he sent a swarm of crawling hens to stall us while he ran for a teleportation circle, yes.
I see. Well, that being the case, I think I would very much like to see Gradiriel.
Tell me, have you ever heard of Dahlia?
Have I?
Roll. So go ahead and roll either history or religion.
Alright, I'm a paladin, so religion makes more sense. We'll give that a roll. Normal roll, and go.
Oh wow.
Oh, there we go.
Nice. You had heard minor stories concerning the name Dahlia. It was often associated with like a title known as the Princess of Dreams. Based from what you can recall, she was an entity that was basically giving anyone whatever they wanted. She was wanting to amass power to meet whatever ends those were, but you sort of remember talks of people who had gotten help from Dahlia at one time or another, and then all of a sudden whatever abilities Dahlia was giving them just stopped. They just vanished. They didn't really know why. But she is an entity that had at one time a presence on a bond, and then a couple years ago that presence just disappeared. So yeah, but yeah, you know of her as the title Princess of Dreams.
Ah, you refer to the Princess of Dreams, yes?
None other.
Yes, I am familiar with her. What of it?
She's the one that Noro is getting power from.
Ah, I see.
She's furthering his ends, and in exchange, she's increasing her power. The two feeding each other like that is creating a vicious cycle that's getting innocent people subtly hurt. My father among them.
I had heard that the Princess of Dreams was the sort to help people.
Yes, but I don't think she really differentiates who she helps between good and evil or right and wrong. I've heard stories about her origins. I can't confirm if they're valid or not. She has entirely selfish reasons for doing what she's doing, if I'm understanding things correctly. And even if that's not the case, right now she's lending power to a very real threat, or at the very least, someone who's caused a lot of the people I care about no small amount of grief.
And
Grief, you said.
at this, Oak speaks up and he's like, it's also worth noting that one could grant wishes and abilities to someone and be seen as, you know, a good person or a good being, but like a genie, one who does that is not necessarily the altruistic type.
Right. It's a means to an end.
Well, do not give up your smile, my friend, over such things. After what I've heard, I assure you I shall help you to confront this Noro and the Princess of Dreams, if, as you say, she is truly involved. And when all is done, we shall have the finest party. And I give him a cheers with my mug of cider.
Sure, that sounds like a plan. And you don't need to worry, I don't plan on dropping my smile anytime soon.
Good.
Relatively speaking, I only just found it. And I'll finish off my cider with that.
Well, hold on to it now that you've found it. Once you lose it, that's when they've won.
No. When I lose it, that's when they should really get scared.
Fair enough.
And with that, I'm gonna go and find Silver.
Meanwhile, Silver, you wandered out
We're like
and
halfway. She finishes her drink.
all right. Go ahead and because it is the gold drink, as it were. 27. Okay, yeah, you're perfectly fine. That drink didn't hit you at all. Where are you going, Silver?
I'm going to the building.
Where
She's
you are.
hunting for.
So, yeah, you make your way to the building that was indicated to you by the tavern owner.
Yes.
I'm guessing Silver's going by herself.
Well, no one followed her out.
Unless someone, I mean, she didn't stop anybody
Did
from
she
following her out.
access?
She just walked out. Everyone could have saw her walk out. No one said she was. No one said they were following her. So.
I wasn't asked to go, so I will probably say that Cad is parked in front of the fireplace, scribbling in his books.
Making your way towards the building, you see all sorts of other folks that were in their residences and things that are slowly sort of making their way back out, and imminent potential doom from the dragon has been stopped.
Like there was
And-
not be any doom.
They don't know that. So they
She has faith in what she read about silver dragons.
Yes, I know. Great. So you make your way towards the building, and the building in question is the entryway is kind of got that like, you know, the sort of feel of like a person whose mind is still in like the 60s, where they got that whole hippie vibe thing going on.
Oh no. Yeah.
It's like that, but with a more it's kind of like that, but with somebody who's got a degree of a strange sense of class to them. They're not somebody who's wanting to do it to be somewhere between hippie and Native American heritage thing. It's very, there's a lot of heritage to this building, basically. And it actually does have the sort of beaded type of entryway thing. It doesn't have a door that you can kick.
Yay.
But it does have a sort of
How do they
beaded
keep out the
entryway.
gold?
Hmm?
How do they keep out the gold?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm assuming you just walk right in. I mean, you're door, so.
Yep.
Alright. So, logging inside, you will see a few younger Blinklings, maybe early teens. One's like an early teens, young. The other one's closer to like an adult, middle-aged sort of thing. Then you see the halfling that you were wanting to come here for, dapper-looking halfling, Razzo. And he is talking to a rather, a much older, sort of, what little bit of fur you can see on him because he's, a Blinkling. His fur and hair is graying a little bit. He looks to be fairly old. And he is just chatting with Razzo as you make your way inside. They're a bit ways off from the doorway itself, a little further in. And as you walk inside, the young adult Blinkling sort of stops you and says, "Oh, hello. How can we help you?" As she sees that you, it's a female Blinkling, sorry, but she sort of looks at you and she's like, "You need something?" She sees that you are in armor and look angry. You also have a like whatever sort of cup or whatever that you are carrying from the tavern.
Yeah, it'd be just in her hand. She's not really going to answer and just make her way over to Razzo.
So you step in,
Is
walk
his
towards.
is his back facing me?
Currently, yes.
Yeah, she's gonna walk up behind him and just put a hand on his shoulder.
Oh. Alright, so he immediately sort of tenses a bit and he goes, "Oh, you. I don't believe you gave me your name."
No. Why did you run? It makes you look more guilty.
You do
What
realize
did you say?
that you do realize that there was a potential dragon attack, yes?
It was a.
Things can happen. I know.
don't get why everyone. Why does no one think silver dragons are friendly? Because they are. At least I believe that. Anyway, yeah. We need to have a conversation.
Alrighty, I'm listening. He sort of turns to face you.
So, you have 1 minute to explain everything to me that you talked to with Locke.
Might need a bit more than that.
The mind awakened guy talks in your brain.
Right. I'm aware.
So 1 minute to explain to me why I shouldn't just drag you to the guards.
If you are the type to want to fight.
Yes, I want to fight corruption, but so far you have not fully answered any of my questions. Haven't explained shit. You tried to sit there and give us You gave us money as a bribe.
Money talks.
Yes.
I learned that a long time ago.
And sometimes money doesn't talk for people. Okay?
Okay.
You need more than just money. You need actual words and proof. So far, you've not given me a single chance to believe you.
Amos, can you give us some privacy? Sure. And the older Blinkling snaps his fingers, and there's an aura of a dome of sorts that makes the area on the outside where the other Blinklings are is you can't see. Well, you can see through it, but there's a discernible like aura of some sort around where you guys are currently.
Woo, cool.
And then Razzo explains to you essentially the same thing that he told to Locke previously. But he also adds to it the simple phrasing of, "I'm trying to get my life back."
And so he just basically sums up that he's trying to get his life back, or that's just the only thing he says?
Well, he says, he tells you everything he told Locke previously.
Okay.
The conversation that you heard from when Locke was doing Awakened Mind, he basically gives you the same feel as that, or the same information at the very least, which is, of course, the ruler, the current ruler of this town is a person who is disguising themselves as him when he was a goblin, and took his identity, took his life, and is ruling this town. And he had went to he had trusted this person to lead him into a situation, lead him into a means to extend his life, and that person backstabbed him and then stole his life out from under him while also extending his lifespan and strapping him in a strange land that he didn't know anything about, really, which was Gradiriel. And he has made his way back, finally. He's achieved what he needed to get means and wealth enough to put him where he needs to be. And he is now trying to fight the corruption of this town to get his town back from the inside.
Explain to me why I believe that you are a good leader for this town. How do I know you're just not being greedy so you can keep the power and now you're just coming back to get revenge?
It is because of my greed that I failed to see someone backstabbing me. I've learned from my mistakes. This town...
Oh, Lord.
If you do not trust me, then do not help me. And you and your friends
Well, we can't give you your money back because we gave half of it away to the dragon. Apparently that we need to sit there and give for no reason.
I have plenty. Fine. You and your friends want to leave? Leave me to my own devices?
You should at least explain yourself to the rest of the group. Can she leave the bubble?
Start to.
Like she goes and tries to leave the bubble? What happens?
It stopped you, and...
God's
and,
mother... Urine. Just sits there and starts cursing, like, ah!
Razzo looks to Amos, and Amos just... Old man chuckles.
It's like if he cuts it up, she's just sitting there ranting and just like making wild gestures. It's like, ah!
And now you can go forward.
Leaving without, like, before the bubble goes down. So it's just like, from the outside in, it's just like looking in, it's just her just making weird gestures and looks like she's yelling.
Yep.
Like,
and then, like,
not silent, and proceeded to curse out Caduceus for it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
I am not directly in front of my microphone right now.
Oh,
No.
I can tell.
Yeah, I'm about to start doing crunches over here, so...
Oh, cool.
Because it's not my turn, I need to occupy myself in some way, and I just had a lot of food today, so I need to burn some calories off.
Yeah, so, yeah, pretty much so just said you should at least explain yourself properly to the rest of the group instead of hiding information like this. If you want some people to trust you, you need to give information and be slightly open to other people.
Can't say that I'm the type to always trust others, but you make a valid point. Bring your friends here. I will explain all to them the more in-depth situations.
We're in the tavern.
You were wanting to leave to go to Gradiriel, yes?
Yes, but right now everyone else is at the tavern. You can see I'm by myself.
I will remain here then. You can bring your friends here.
Fine.
Amos's magic allows us to converse, and I still don't have to let everyone else in this town know that I would like to keep a secret. But your friends can all know.
Yeah, but isn't everyone gonna get suspicious when all of a sudden there's a new... If we help you, there's a new person in play? Won't you have to change your name or something?
He didn't. He took over my life. All I have to do, get that life back. And Razzo waves his hand in front of his face and goes from halfling to goblin. And back again.
Can you let me out of this bubble?
You can go whenever you wish, said that.
But the bubble was stopping me.
Gone now.
Yes, I got rid of that a second ago.
Yeah.
She leaves and goes back to the tavern.
Yep. As you make it there, Young is he is currently in conversation with Oak, and sort of off to the side, Cad's writing in his book. Locke is having a conversation with Bjorn and trying his first drink, which you missed.
Whatever.
Silver, you're back.
Yes, I am back.
Well, where'd you go? You kind of just wandered off without saying a word.
There is a magical building going around that has some odd things. It has beads for a door. I don't know how it keeps out the cold.
Magic, probably.
Razzo is in there if you want to go talk to him. He's not leaving it, so...
I awaken mine and ask, did he give you the story?
Yes, he did, and I told him that he should be open with the rest of the group instead of sitting there nitpicking.
I'll close the awakened mind to the others. Well, do we want to go talk to this guy some more?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Oak will speak up, and he's like, "You will go to." Said he went to a building around the corner. Was that the? Okay, well, yeah, we need to learn more about this town anyway to maybe find a way out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Silver, you are proficient in Arcana, being sorcerer, yes?
No.
You have, well, again, you can roll it without having proficiency in it. Give me a retroactive roll of Arcana.
7.
The room looked very magical, yes?
It was pretty.
It was
All right.
pretty.
So it was just sitting down in a corner of a bar and just like with a huff and be like, I need more drinks.
Young hands you 3 of the drinks that are the gold drinks. As you sit down, she stops talking to Oak, and then she just hands off 3 of the gold drinks to you.
She went in like a corner of the bar or something. Thought everyone was at a table or something.
I mean, if it doesn't matter if you guys are together or not. Young brings you drinks, basically.
Okay.
Here, get hammered.
You are perfectly
Why?
fine.
Why can I roll perfectly fine on those? But everything else, no.
This is
Okay,
what
yeah,
it is.
she's slowly becoming a drunk paladin. Okay, it's just gonna be drunk all the time,
Drunkadin.
pretty much.
If that's not funny, drink until it is.
Paladin subclass, Oath of the Empty Tankard. You're just the drunken master, essentially, but in paladin form.
Fuck.
Sora.
I'm assuming you guys eventually make your way out of the tavern and to Amos and...
Yep.
Alright. So, you guys make your way into where Amos and whatnot is. You walk in, and you see the sort of beaded door and other such things. And Ryan, Locke, without even having to roll, yeah, this place screams Mage Tower, similar to the way that the Mage's Quarters was back in Caverton.
Ooh.
At least in the sense of, magic auras and various such things, and you see glyphs and magics and things and whatnot. Yeah. And you see the young halfling, or the young blinkling, that's like 12, and then the female adult blinkling that's probably mid-20s, and then an older, sort of wizened blinkling in the back that is talking to Razzo. Halfling. So, you make your way inside, and upon you getting here, Razzo sort of turns back and goes, "Aha, yes. So, I was supposed to give you all the story so that you knew what was going on. If you would all slowly make your way in here, please." And
Does Kaduril fit in the door?
yes, you do.
Okay. You said small village, small people.
This is one of the
Something-
buildings that, much like the tavern, this is one of the buildings that's designed to house bigger folk.
Okay.
It just currently doesn't have any bigger folk in it other than you guys. if everyone makes their way towards Amos's area, and he will snap his fingers, and up comes the same sort of dome thing from before, and he will give you the story that he gave to everyone else. Basically, speaking of all the stuff that he has going on, what he wants to achieve, and other such things, and that he gave you the money to bribe, sure, yes, but he also gave you the money because he is the type of person who he wants wealth so that he could share it. He's not necessarily entirely greedy, at least not now. He might have been at one time, but he's not so much now. And he has amassed his great wealth and still is, but he's wanting to save this town. And he doesn't really feel that you guys have the requirement to do that unless you just want to. He was only wanting to keep the stuff secret because there are people around that could take advantage of that. And he's not necessarily a trusting sort right out of the gate. But he does agree that one cannot be trustworthy unless they trust others. So he follows through with giving that information, as Silver put it. You taught him a lesson, Silver. Congratulations.
What?
Yeah.
You can't be trustworthy unless you are trusting, essentially.
Yep. He is now much more prone to learn from his mistakes, whatever they may be, and you essentially taught him that very thing. You can't be trustworthy unless you trust others. Still allows him to be a little skeptical, but he's achieved that. And this is where I bring the floor to you guys to decide whether or not you want to follow through in helping him, or make your way to Gradiriel. Also, without perception check needed. Locke, there's a teleportation circle in the corner.
Oh. Does it appear active? Like, is it working?
It could be working. I mean, it's one of the permanent teleporting circles that you're used to seeing in your mom's library.
16. Is it currently functional?
I mean, could be, yeah.
That is...
Yes, the answer is yes. But the way that a teleportation circle works is it's not going to be quote unquote active unless you're using it. And people can still travel and go through it. Yes, it is together. It is functional. It can be used. But even if you was to use the teleportation circle spell to send you somewhere, you would technically not be standing on that circle, because that circle is the end point to get somebody here.
All right.
And Kaduril sort of copy down the runes?
Sure.
All right. Yeah, I'll add it to the others.
All right. Bjorn has a question for Razzo.
Okay.
How long ago did the switch occur? How long ago did this backstabber replace him?
That was actually... probably say a little over, almost a year ago.
And does Bjorn's been around long enough, he would remember that far back, right?
You've been to Mork once or twice in the past year or so, yeah.
Do I remember how it was before the time when the switch would have occurred compared to after? Like, did it seem like the town got better, like life got better or worse for the people there? Or is that something I wouldn't know?
Roll history. Oh. From what you can remember, that was insight, but I can still take the same roll, it's fine.
I think it's this.
It would be a little less because your history is +1 instead of +5, but that's fine.
Yeah, you're right.
So, from what you can remember, Mork in recent months has gotten a little bit more secretive in how they act and the sort of you've heard of a lot more things happening like prior to this, like years ago, Mork was a relatively safe place for most of the inhabitants, but there seemed to have been in recent months a lot of internal strife of some persuasion. So it usually seems to be flavoring towards goblins causing problems or occasionally gnomes, but from what you can remember, in recent months, Mork has gotten worse than it used to be anyway.
Alright. I will turn towards it and say, my friends, I know you probably don't have any great stake in the fate of this town, but if what our acquaintance here says is true, then since the switch has occurred, things have deteriorated here. They have gotten worse. I don't think we could leave it in good conscience without attempting to address why that has occurred.
That's a valid point. Also, the mage is one of the blinklings, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll glance over at him for a moment before returning my attention to the rest of the group, mainly focusing on Razzo. And if we help things out here, we might just get more allies on our side when dealing with things back home. Never helps to know and be friendly with more wizards.
Yeah, that's true. If my grandson has anything to say about it, you seem to be the trustworthy type. So, or at least the helpful type.
Well, what do we think? Do we want to help out, or just go straight back?
Bjorn is voting for help.
Same. I'm eager to get back home, too. But I also think it would be a good idea to get more allies, and helping things here will do that for us.
Cat always wants to try and help people, so he would nod in agreement.
All right, so that's 3 votes in favor of helping.
How are you feeling, Silver? This is Yang asking.
She's just quiet in the back.
Well, we have a quick means to get back to Gradiriel whenever we... This is out. I don't particularly want to stay here very long. If we can somehow learn what we can and stop things quickly, then maybe. But I guess I'm more outvoted at this point. I guess we are helping.
Oh, I guess.
And yeah, on that sort of tense thing, you guys are deciding that you are going to help.
At least for the time being, at any rate. Who knows if it'll stay that way. Might change depending on how shit goes.
At least for the time being, and that's where I will say that the session ends.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Right. So we'll do. This has been Shadows from it's actually never been David as of yet. So this has been Shadows from David, and then next time can be Sam. Okay.
Nah.
So David, you will do the this has been Shadows of Gradiriel line that we have going on.
Okay. This has been Shadow of Gradiriel.
We'll just come back and see whether or not we actually help the town or make it worse. Who knows?